So, from my background, I attended church every Sunday. As a kid, I went because my parents brought me, as I imagine maybe was the case for some of you all. But this changed as I got older and chose to be a part of our church's youth group. But my relationship to going to church shifted most dramatically as I headed to college. When I told members of my home congregation in Minneapolis that I'd be heading to UW-Madison, they told me, go check out Press House. I knew I intended to be a part of a spiritual community, but I didn't know what that would look like in this new environment. What was this place called Press House? I knew it was a campus ministry affiliated with the Presbyterian Church, but in my perception, that doesn't capture the essence of what Press House is. When I arrived my first Sunday, I was greeted by students, beckoning me in with their smiles through the open doors of the chapel. I was then welcomed by Erica, and when I mentioned I was a first-year student, she enthusiastically encouraged me to come to Freshman Connection, the small group for first-year students. I debated going that first week. General chemistry homework had already started to pile up, and doubts about my time management skills seeped into my mind. Let's just say I made the right choice showing up that Tuesday evening. Our freshman small group was undoubtedly one of the most impactful community experiences I've had to date. We came together as strangers more or less those first couple of weeks, but what all unfolded over the next coming months was a space, a community of trust, friendship, and care. It was safe to express our ideas, questions, and doubts, knowing we were heard and appreciated for all of who we are. Not to mention the many moments of laughter, dancing, and silliness that stick with me almost 2 years later. Reflecting on my experiences from my first time here until now, I feel that Pres House is an open door with possibilities for connection to be discovered inside. I will always remember our last small group dinner in March 2020, right before they sent us home. Though we had no idea what was coming, we did know we were confronting many unknowns together. We had committed to show up for one another. The relationships we cultivated in Freshman Connection reflect in many ways what Nee shared last week. We learned what it was like to be a neighbor to one another, and we also learned what it was like to have a neighbor to support us. The legacy of that freshman small group lives on within the individuals, but also Pres House as a whole. Many who are part of that first-year group are student leaders in the community today. We have experienced the power of being and having a neighbor, and now we find ourselves called to invite others through the open door we once entered for the first time as strangers. You may not have been encouraged by people at your home church to check out Pres House. Maybe you don't even know if spiritual community is for you. Maybe you're looking for new friends after a hard and isolating year and a half. Perhaps you have questions about your faith, or you want to explore how you can share your gifts in a supportive community. Unraveling all these possibilities is like pulling apart the cinnamon roll of riddles Jesus poses in the Gospels. Whether you're considering coming to Freshman Connection, another small group, or Sunday worship, you're invited to discover for yourself why Pres House is a home for so many. The door is open. Thank you.